Hello, 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 and welcome to the fifth part of my factions only playthrough. So, one of the challenges was to just vanquish the game. So, right now, with the factions only builds, one of each profession. So, the rule set is Highlander, which is you can't run more than one of something, and then factions and core skills only. So, as you can see, if I go over like these areas, I'm finishing up the Luxon side. I just got the city done, like all of the city is vanquished. The hardest area was Raisu Palace in here. The rest is pretty easy. I have all of New Byland done now. I'm going to go through and do some of the missions. I already started with Minister Chose Estate. And then I have, and I don't think I have any of the Kurzik areas done yet. And then I have Unwaking Waters done. So the rest of it will just be like an issue of time. Right now for my Winds of Change, which is playthrough, which is also part of this. I have to do Freebird's hard mode. So far it's been going pretty good. There's been some snags here and there. I'm trying out different builds. This build, the idea is I hit them with Meteor, Bed of Coals, teleport in, use Ward against foes, and then just start DPSing them. So let's try that out. Oops, I got immediately knocked down by... Let's see, what did I get knocked down by? I think this thing just attacked me or something. I don't even know what knocked me down. But that's unfortunate. It looks like they're getting DPS though, but... So I'll go over some of the builds I've been running. Every time I record one of these videos in Winds of Change, it like makes it harder to focus, and because I'm running suboptimal builds with like weird professions, I have to really be paying attention. So I'll just go over my team comp really quick, just to like as kind of like an update, like where everything's at. So let's organize this by that, like the back line. All right, so here's my back line. I have Life Sheath, Spirit Bond, Shield Guardian on my Monk, Deny Hexes, Divine Intervention, Divine Boon. So these all combo. Deny Hexes will remove 3 hexes when these are on a cooldown. And then also he has Dark Escape for tanking and Return for kiting. And then my BIP has Generous with Sungrai for self-spike heal. Standard Life, Spirit Transfer, Spirit Light. He has Weapon of Shadow to help reduce like physical damage. And then of course Soul Twister with Earthbind. I'm running Earthbind because I have a bunch of knockdown. So let's close these now. Let's go over these builds, the Mesmers. So my Assassin is a Mesmer. It also has Return for kiting. It has Shared Burden, Arcane Conundrum, Empathy, just to like throw down some damage. So it basically just runs Illusion, Inspiration, and Domination. It also has Power Drain, so it can manage its own energy. It has Cry, because Cry of Frustration is like the best skill in the game, I feel like. That and Mistrust are what makes Mesmer Way viable. Shatter Hex, which is also a crazy skill. I don't know why this deals so much damage, but it does, so that's useful. Then we have Psychic Instability, knocks down for 4 seconds. Cry of Frustration, Empathy, Shatter Hex. So the Mesmers help with hex removal and then also adds to damage. And then this Mesmer also has 12 Death Magic to just make minions and heal minions, so I have some kind of front line, because everything's a mage, so I need something. It seems to do okay with this. So, and I still have the 4-second knockdown and some damage. And then for my melee and physical mitigation, we have Bed of Coals Meteor, Unsteady Ground, Churning Earth, which triggers on hard mode enemies because they just move faster. Ward against melee, Earth Attunement, and then some pet investment for energy management, plus the pet acts as like frontline with the minions, so we have like a little bit of like a pet / minion army going on. And then on my warrior, I have the same build, except instead of ward against melee, it has Ash Blast, which there's a lot of Bed of Coals triggering, and I have Starburst, so the foes are going to be burning, so then they just get hexed and then they miss. But this 3 knockdown skill, Meteor, Unsteady, Churning Earth combo is really good. The warrior has poor energy management, but with a BIP and high energy, like it has like 43 energy. Glyph of Lesser Energy is actually quite good on this. These are all high cooldown spells, so it just burns through its cooldowns, and then every 30 seconds it just keeps burning through its cooldowns. So it only needs bipped like once or twice in a fight. And then right now, what I'm running isn't my normal build, but I'm just trying this out. I have Ward Against Foes with the idea of teleporting in and snaring the entire enemy team, so it like passively mitigates like enemy melee because I just slow them down, and it cannot be removed. So like once the ward is active, they just like move slower, and it's a pretty huge range too. And then I just have blind and cracked armor on lightning touch to set up for the spike for starburst. Tenai's Wind, Inferno. I can open with Bed of Coals Meteor or Meteor Bed of Coals, whichever one. You can use them in either order. If you use Bed of Coals on a knockdown foe, it will apply the burn, so just keep that in mind. In this case, these dudes aren't really moving. Here we go. Alright, so here's the basic idea. So they're all snared. They're getting knocked down. Oh, that's what got me. I got knocked down earlier. The dragon stomped me. So this build's okay. It has like okay burst. It's not as good as my normal starburst build, but I'm experimenting with like secondaries. So it's getting there. It's gonna take some time before it's like insanely good. This starburst build, like it's not bad. Like everything's on a low cooldown. I don't even need an attunement, especially with a BIP. Starburst kind of pays for itself because all these low cost energy spells. So it's definitely not a bad build. Looks like I have to do this whole upper section here. I think there's Oni spawn here. Yes, there is. So the nice thing about Death's Charge, especially with Starburst, is you can instantly get to dudes and just start DPSing them. And combined with Lightning Touch, you can blind like enemy Rangers and Paragons if you run into any. And you can also blind like balled up melee, which is nice. Got a little Jade 1 there. I've never gotten a good Jade 1 before. And that just, yeah. I always get like one max mod, but that's the case with these OS skins here. So overall, I'm pretty close to completing one of the major milestones, which is Vanquish all of Cantha, with factions only Highlander. So, not too bad. Another thing is like the Winds of Change hard mode. Winds of Change normal mode is not a problem, it's been easy. The hard mode, some areas have been like pretty difficult, just because of like the high amount of enemies, just the volume of enemies. There's just like so many like overpowered enemies that deal crazy damage. So it's been difficult to record Winds of Change content while talking, because I like to do everything in one take because it's just more enjoyable for me. It saves time. I don't like to use a script because then I feel like I used to do YouTube. I used to do scripts and everything, and like it just feels boring. Like I like having to do it live, you know, like Bill O'Reilly, like do it live. Fuck it, fucking thing sucks, type of thing. So that's what I enjoy. I am finishing up the Bioshock stuff. I just have to do Chemical Thrower, the crossbow, and then the plasmids. So far, those aren't really doing too well because the game is quite old. Maybe if I would have done this like 10 years ago, they'd do okay, but it's more of something to do for fun. I'm going to be doing Skyrim videos soon. So yeah, thanks for checking this out. If you want to know anything about like what the challenges are, the first video I made like covers that. So you can check that out just to see. Like one of them is Winds of Change hard mode. One of like Profession Limit 1 6-man. So that'll be really fucking hard, especially with heroes. So I'll probably have to run like 2 hybrid minion masters or something with Death Nova, so that like as soon as a fight breaks out, the enemies just nuke the minions and then kill themselves on them. Like that's one idea. The minions definitely seem to be helping, but yeah, so those are just some ideas I had. It seems like Mesmer's always strong to run, but Ellie is too, and in this playthrough I actually dropped Mesmer, like some Mesmers, like my Ranger and Warrior were Mesmers, and I changed them to Ellie because it was actually much stronger. So, there you go.